What's up, everybody, and welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about micronutrients because nobody fucking talks about them. They talk a lot about, during the IFM, things about macronutrients. Everybody here talk about macros, but we're going to talk about micros today. But before that, I just want to give a shout out to SizeUpSupplements.com. They sent me some cool shirts. They have these 3/4 sleeve, like baseball shirts. They have t-shirts, hoodies, stuff like that. Right now they're running a special. All the t-shirts are $5, and they're good quality too. It's not like the cheesy shit that's like the 100% like stiff cotton stuff, so check them out. Now I want to talk about micros today specifically because I'm starting to see younger guys, okay, and I'm talking like in their 20s, like early 20s, starting to have injuries already. These muscle pulls, these injuries with their, they're having back injuries, they're having joint injuries, they're having muscle injuries. And I sat back and I was like, these guys, they're pretty young. Their bodies are, should be healing a lot better than they are. It doesn't matter whether they're natural or on something at all. I mean, I was young before too once. And, and I remember how fast I healed and how fast I recovered. And obviously as you get older, that changes. And when I was older, probably 28, 29, is when I started to get these little nagging injuries that showed up until I finally get the big one this year at 38 years old. So, why are these guys all of a sudden, I'm starting to see more and more of these guys have injuries, and they were fine. You can see them pushing the limit. Then all of a sudden, next thing you know, like, oh, fuck, I get this pec strain. I'm like, how the fuck you get a pec strain? You're not even benching like 250. How the fuck did you strain your pec? Then the other pec strain, my elbow, my back, my knee, my hip. I'm hearing these things. I'm like, what the fuck? You guys are way too young to be having these injuries. You've only been in the gym literally for like less than 5 years. So how the fuck is this happening already? And I stepped back and I said, okay, what is the common denominator? These guys not recovering? Well, they're progressing, so they got to be recovering. So what's happening? All of these people believe that a macro is a macro and it doesn't matter where it comes from. So they fill their diet with things that don't have micronutrients in them. And next thing you know, they're the ones having the injuries at an earlier time than the people that are eating the things that are micro-based. Now, I don't know whether you know it or not, and this may be a surprise to some people, but every single function in your entire body takes place with minerals. If those minerals are not 100% nourished, you will not get 100% out of your body, and that includes recovering, healing time, all that stuff. There are certain things when you're depleted, almost 99% of all fucking issues, whether it's health-wise, disease, it starts with a mineral deficiency. That's how it starts. Literally, they said if you, doctors, scientists have straight across the board, if you die of natural causes, you died of a mineral deficiency. That's how it works. There's things that you don't put inside your body for a long period of time that get depleted, and they can cause illness and death. And you can say, well, Jerry, that's not true. A fucking electrolyte is a mineral. Sodium, calcium, magnesium, and which one am I missing? Potassium, Jesus Christ. The most important one, the one that everybody fucks up with. Potassium. These are, essential to your body. If they're not in your body, you can die. Absolutely die. I mean, people have died on stage. Mohammed Benazir died because he used a diuretic that pulled so much sodium out of his system and pushed the potassium so high that he fucking died. If you pull all the sodium out of your diet, try to do that, like every piece of sodium for the next 4 weeks. Actually, don't try this, but 4 weeks. And train your ass off in the hot, sweaty weather and watch how fast you wind up in the hospital because you don't have sodium. Sodium is just salt. That's just one of the things that regularly gets in your diet that, you don't even have to try really hard to get those in your diet. So I sat back and I said, okay, these guys are actually doing, and I don't want to say it's due to IFM or flexible dieting or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I say flat out they just don't believe in the micro-based nutrients. It's, oh, the macros are what's going to give me the results. And your body is like a car. It can run for a bit of time when it's low on stuff, like low on oil, low on transmission fluid, whatever the case may be. But if you don't replace that shit, eventually the car stops. It dies. Well, that's what happens to you. And, time and time again, people are like, oh, Jerry, you're so bro. I eat junk. I eat bad food. I eat food that don't have micronutrients in them. But 5 out of my 6 meals a day will have micronutrient-based meals. They'll have enough micros in them, period. And I also supplement micros on top of it. I take extra things like copper, selenium, magnesium. There's other things to take on top of it because they are minerals that get depleted more than the ones that you're taking in the food. So you need to replace them more. The number one, the only thing, and it was a big study, you can find it online, I'm not going to fucking find it for you, but there's one common factor out of 5,000 or 50,000. It's either 5 or 50, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's a fucking lot. There was only one common factor in all of those people that died of heart attacks or brain aneurysms. All of them. They were ranged from the board from age. Some smoked, some didn't. Some were overweight, some were healthy, some ran, some didn't. Some fucking used steroids, some didn't. It was all over the board with all these people. They did all these autopsies. There was one doctor that wanted to find out what the fuck it was. That was a common link. Copper deficiency. The one thing that is not found very much in foods that people don't supplement their diets with, actually, the arteries and veins actually wear down over time, and copper is the only thing that is missing in the diet that the body needs to keep those arteries and veins strong. When your body's depleted in it, it doesn't have that force field, barrier, whatever you want to call it, that the copper helps make, and it breaks down. That's just one of them. Can you imagine the shit that you're not getting in your diet because you're eating all kinds of fucking junk, not supplementing it, and fucking training your body, pushing your body past limits it was never meant to go to? I mean, let's face facts. Sooner or later, something's going to break down and somebody's going to fucking drop. That's what's going to happen. And of course, it's going to be, well, he was just too hardcore. He didn't diet right. He starved himself. He did it. It's going to find out every fucking excuse in the book other than the fact that he was deficient in like 5 different minerals and his body just couldn't fucking take it anymore. So I'm not saying everybody that doesn't eat a macro-based diet is going to fucking die. But if you're one of these people that's pushing your body all the time, and you want the maximum recovery, and you want to make sure that you're not going to have any health issues, even stuff like flus, sickness, stuff like that can be fought off as long as your micronutrients that are essential are put in your body and are recovered. Stuff like vitamin D3 also. Those things are the most important things to keep you healthy. And instead, people do everything in the book. They take antibiotics. They do all this shit. If you stop the flu before it even happens by doing this stuff up front, you don't have these issues later. It all boils down to microbes. They're one of the most important things in the human body, period, whether it's bodybuilding, health, or anything else. People just don't talk about them. Biostraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostraining.com is a blog. I'm Bios3, and I approve this message, and we're out.